Hi, it's Steph. I'm back. Welcome back. This is my first update to Clue Special Panning Edition. It is a Pantastic Ladies collab that I created, and in this project we are trying to solve the murder of Mr. Body by using our makeup products. There are 3 categories of prompts. They are the suspects, the weapons, and the rooms. Each month we are working on 3 products from each of those categories. You select the prompt, the product that goes with it, roll a pair of dice. The dice determines your usage goal. And so if you've completed your goals by the 9th of the month, you can arrange 1 suspect, 1 weapon, 1 room into a suggestion. You can make as many suggestions as you can arrange, and you will get a response that'll eliminate one of those 3 things. So by process of elimination, you would be able to determine who killed Mr. Body, with what, and in which room. The full set of rules are on the Pantastic Ladies group, and that is also where the suggestions are submitted. It's just too hard to chase everyone all over the internet and find their videos and Instagram posts. So just go over to the Pantastic Ladies group, put your suggestions there, and you will hear back which you can eliminate. So for my update, the 3 suspects that I started working on were Mrs. Peacock, Colonel Mustard, and Professor Plum. For Mrs. Peacock, it's something blue. I selected the Ardency in Monster Manuka Honey Enriched Pigment in the shade Peacock. My goal for this, I had rolled a 5 with the dice. So far I've used it 4 times. So I just have 1 more use and I'd be able to incorporate Mrs. Peacock into a suggestion. I haven't been able to do that yet. For Colonel Mustard, I rolled in the Lime Crime Electric Slide eyeshadow and brush stick. It is this yellow color here, it's the shade Mega, and my goal was to use this one 7 times, and I did. So whenever this was brand new when I started using this, and it was flush with the packaging, and now you may be able to see that it's down in there, but I did use it 7 times, which means that I was able to use Colonel Mustard. For Professor Plum, a purple product, I used this purple lip crayon. I don't know what this is. I've had it for a long time and all the writing has worn off, but it still smells fine. My goal is to use it 4 times, and I did that. So I was able to complete my goal on Professor Plum. Now moving into the weapons, the first one I chose to work on was the Candlestick. That's a illuminating product. So I picked this Japanesque eyeshadow in the shade 01. This is long discontinued. Japanese doesn't make eyeshadows anymore, but it's more of an inner corner highlight shade. My goal was to use this 7 times. So far I've only used it 3. So I haven't been able to use the Candlestick in a suggestion yet. For my second weapon, I picked the Revolver. The Revolver is a spray, and I selected this Way Leave-In Conditioner. It was at this pink line here, now it's at the bottom of this label. My goal was to use this 8 times as dictated by the dice, and I've done that. So I've met my goal in the Revolver, and I can incorporate that into a suggestion. My third weapon that I chose to work on is the wrench. The wrench is something that is used to fix something, so maybe a color corrector, something that fixes something that you perceive as needing some kind of help. And I selected this Bare Minerals eyeshadow in the shade Soul, and I use this to blend out eyeshadow whenever my smoky eye gets a little bit out of hand. It helps to soften it out a bit. I had the goal of using this 8 times. So far I've used it twice, which surprised me to no end because I thought I used this more often than that, but I guess not. So I'll keep working on this one for the next month, and hopefully I'll be able to make a suggestion using the wrench. Now we're into the rooms, and so the first room I selected to work on was the Lounge. The Lounge is a product you would wear on a no makeup day, and I pulled in my very oldest lip gloss. It's the Maybelline Shiny-licious and Berry Bella. I had the goal of using this 6 times, and I did. So my goal for this one has been completed. My second room that I was working on was the Library, which is a palette. I picked this Coastal Scents Stylized Eyeshadow Sampler. It has 2 shadows in it, and as far as I'm concerned, that makes it a palette. Historically, I've used this to travel with, but I think it's time to get a move on and get it moved out. And I had the goal of using this 11 times. I didn't really expect to reach this goal in a month, and I didn't. I've only used it twice though, so apparently I just decided to give up on it. Shouldn't have done that. 9 more uses to go on the Library. The last room I chose to work on was the Study. That's a skincare product, and I'm trying to use products that I don't use all the time. I selected the NCLA Sugar Lip Scrub because I never remember to use this, and my goal was to use it 4 times, and I did that. So I met my goal on the Sugar Scrub and the Study. If you were keeping track, that means that I completed my goals for 2 suspects, 1 weapon, and 2 rooms. So I'm able to make 1 suggestion because I've only got the 1 weapon. And so what I chose to suggest was Colonel Mustard with the revolver in the study. I feel like it was always Colonel Mustard when I played this game as a kid, so that's why I went with him. Caena is holding my solution. If I know my own solution, then I can't play, so she's kind enough over at Caena's Vanity to hold that solution for me, and I can participate in this project as well. And so she told me that it was not the study. So that means that there's no longer any reason for me to complete that prompt again. I can eliminate it, and I can work on other rooms moving forward. I still don't know if it was Colonel Mustard or the revolver, so that's something that I'm going to have to continue working to try to figure out. So with that, I was able to roll in new products. Since I completed 2 suspects, I can roll in 2 more suspects. I only completed 1 weapon, so I can only pick 1 new weapon. And I completed my goals on 2 rooms, so I can roll in 2 rooms. The 2 suspects that I decided to turn the spotlight on next were Mr. Green and Mrs. White. Mr. Green is, of course, a green product, or a product with green packaging, and I am going to be using the KVD Super Pomade in the shade Power Green 150. This is advertised as being an eyeshadow, an eyeliner, and a brow pomade. I'm probably not going to use it as a brow pomade, but I only rolled a 3 for this, so I should be able to get this through this in a month, and I'll try it as both a liner and a shadow. For Mrs. White, she is represented by a white product. This is long discontinued, but it's the Au Naturel Creme Eyeshadow in the shade White Quartz. It's very old. It still smells okay. I think it might go off soon, so I want to try to get as much use out of it as I can. And I rolled a 10 for this, so this might take me a couple months, but 10 uses on the White Quartz shadow for Mrs. White. For the weapons, I only get to roll in 1, and I actually decided that I'm going to use the revolver again. So I'm actually still going to use the same way leave-in conditioner. You don't have to do that. You can pick a different product the next time you investigate that particular weapon or suspect or whatever. But I decided that's what I'm going to do this time. So for the leave-in conditioner, I rolled a 5, and so I'll be using this 5 times. For the 2 new rooms that I'll be working on, I decided to choose the dining room and the hall. For the dining room, it is a food-related product. This kind of looks like a mess, but it's the Beauty Crop PBJ Smoothie Stick in the shade Guava Nice Day. So there's all kinds of food in there, and I love this color, but again, this is old, and I'm worried that it's going to be going off soon. They don't use this packaging anymore. But my goal is to use this 5 times as well. I rolled another 5. For the haul, it is a base product, and I decided to go with the True and Luscious eyeshadow primer and base, and this is in the shade Dark Nude, which is not what I meant to buy. I can only really use it with smoky eyes, so I thought bringing this in might help me use the bare mineral shadow that I have in for the wrench a little bit more often. And for this one, I rolled a 7. So I will be using this 7 times in order to meet my goal on the haul. That's all I have for my update. I was only able to make 1 suggestion and get 1 piece of evidence. My goal is to try to get 2 each month. That didn't quite happen this time, but hopefully next time. So far, no one has solved their murder yet. That's not surprising. It's just the first update. There have been a couple people talking about maybe wanting to play again if they solve it quickly, and that's fine. If it's solved within maybe the first 3 or 4 months, then yeah, you can play again. There's no problem with that at all. And there's, of course, still time to join this project if you haven't already. And I'd appreciate having more people to play with, so come on and go ahead. Good luck and have a good weekend. Bye.